It's time for more Chameleon Twist 2! Last time we tackled the frozen perils of Iceland, and today we're going to be moving on to Great Edo Land. So, let's get to it. And like always, the first thing we're going to do is talk to our rabbit friend. This is the Great Edo stage. It's a lot of fun. You speak kind of funny. From now on, you must use a variety of techniques or you won't make it through the following stages. You should practice in a training game. Alright, I guess it's time for another training game. Aha! Hello there. This is where you practice what you've learned so far. Climb up to the top of this wall using your tongue. There's a number of ways you can do it. You'll have to decide the best way for yourself, but I'll give you a hint. Stick your tongue to the wall and then try to climb up. Good luck! Gee, thanks. Your advice is to keep doing the thing that we've done for 3 episodes so far. I hope that rabbit is the final boss so he can get what's coming to him. Unbelievable. So the first part of this stage isn't very complicated. After doing a few tongue stands to get up here, you can use your tongue to grab onto the moving platform. I'd recommend waiting until it stops before jumping up, just so it doesn't get away from you. After that, a few more tongue stands and some precarious jumps like this one. Come on. And then there are 2 ways up, and I think we'll take the right. Now the trick to climbing up this wall is to stand at the very edge of the hole you're in. After lining up at the edge, if you move away from the camera and then immediately do a tongue stand, you'll hopefully propel yourself out of the box where you can jump up and grab on to the next location. And this last bit looks tricky, but you can just jump. 47.57. And I still haven't forgiven the rabbit for that awful hint. But now we can go back to the stage. And the first thing we're going to want to do is a tongue stand here, where we can get ourselves a power-up. Next, we have the first new enemy of the stage, some night shogi pieces. Their speed can be intimidating at first, but you can jump them or eat them like any other enemy. And as you saw me do, you can also run between them, which is really useful for this coin up here. If you try to do a tongue stand into their oncoming path, you run the risk of eating one, which means you won't be able to use your tongue to do that jump or get that coin. Here we have a power-up and a heart, but watch out, because this little wall has a tendency to spawn birds with knives. That bird had a knife. And up here on the roof we have some more shogi pieces, and a coin I don't want to miss, a power-up, and then we have our choice of roof color. And these platforms fall. Anyway, I was gonna say you want to run along the red roof until you get to roughly where the coin is, because the second you touch the green roof, it starts to fall. Then you can proceed along the red roof, jump down, and encounter mice? At first, they jump around happily in a circle, but when they see you, they're going for you. Once you get here, don't stop running or you'll be crushed. Even if you miss the coin or the power-up, you can just do a second run once you get to the end. These platforms here also follow a similar concept. As soon as you touch them, they start falling. So if you want to make it to the other side, you can't stop. Luckily, they reset after a few seconds, so if you miss the coin, you can just try again. Now there's a power-up hidden to the side, and then the lake, which conveniently we've got a very good power-up for. First, we're going to want to eat the flame enemies. Then we can use the R button to disable movement and instead use the control stick to aim at the candle in the distance. For every candle we light up, a boat is going to appear in the lake, which we can use as a platform to help us get to the other side. Because if we fall in, it's back to the start. The biggest thing here is to take your time and not panic. Make sure every shot you fire lines up with the candle before firing it. Oh, except if there's fire about to hit you. After a set period of time, each candle will extinguish and the boat it's tied to will sink, which can make you feel like you need to rush. But accuracy is way more important than speed here. Up next, we have another group of mice. I'm pretty sure there's a trope here that I just don't get, but I have a big head and I'm gonna use it. Haha, take that! Ow! Damn it! It appears the big head is not synonymous for big brain. Now these rotating hay bales are very similar to the things from Carnival Land in that when you're on a slope, it's very easy to fall off. Now these next ones work a little differently, so we'll get this power up first. Damn it. Never mind. An opposing hay bale is going to come across and try to knock you off, so you're going to want a tongue stand to get on top. Additionally, if you're feeling brave and want to try a second tongue stand, there's a 3 heart right at the top. Over here, you can see the stage's carrot, though you might want to watch your step. It's a good idea to jump a lot here. Next, we have a test of our platforming skills. Luckily, everything is evenly spaced, so as long as you look at where you're going and not where you are, this is pretty easy. And now, when we pass these gates, we have a kind of mini-boss, a giant Daruma ball. Now this fight isn't particularly hard, but there are a few tricks you can use to tilt the scales in your favor. The first is, you can just jump out of the arena. And as the Daruma bounces, it creates these little creatures that get excited and blow up when you get near them. These explosions damage the Daruma, so it's possible to beat this mini-boss without even touching it. But he's already gone. So let's get this power up, step into the shack, and be carried into the night sky by helicopter ninjas. I love it. It's so peculiar. Thank you, helicopter ninjas. So once our helicopter shack disappears, we can begin our ascent up the hill. With a carefully timed tongue stand, we can avoid the rolling cylinder of chameleon death. And then we have another platforming challenge. I honestly find this one a little bit more difficult than the one earlier. Even though there's only 2 columns, top and bottom, the perspective makes it a lot harder to gauge your jumps. Next, we have a different type of jumping challenge. It might seem like the Darumas are jumping randomly to begin with, but if you watch closely, even though their horizontal position is random, they always jump a single block vertically, back and forth. There are a lot of goodies hidden here that you might want to get, but the ones that you don't want to miss are the coins. One at the start and one at the end. Then immediately we have another coin, though this one is protected by more birds with knives. I don't actually know how many of these usually spawn. Maybe it's infinite. That's number 5. Oh, and number 6. Okay, so it looks like, wait, nope. I thought 6 was the number, but there's 7 and 8. Oh, now I gotta know. There's 9 and 10, 14, 15. Who is giving all of these birds knives? Wait, did we? No! 43, 44, 45. Oh, hey, DeadBeard, how'd you spend your day? Oh, nothing much. Just counting 76 birds with 92, 93. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I lost count after about 150. We're just gonna proceed with the stage. It's probably infinite, right? Unless 182, 183. No, I'm wasting my time. It really doesn't matter if 219, 220. Is that it? Alright, we're moving on now. That spawner is almost definitely infinite. I wasted far too much time counting those things. After getting the coin in the water, you're going to want to jump along these platforms and get to the back where you can do a tongue stand, jump up, and get another coin. And on the other side is a power-up. I wonder what we'll get. Damn it. Down speed. So we can slowly walk to the next challenge and ponder the big questions. Like, are those birds still spawning? Or why did the helicopter ninjas only take me halfway across the stage? Is our friend seesawing with someone else now? Alright, a memory puzzle. So, oh, it's gone. I think it went right, middle, left, right? Oh, my chameleon kidneys! Actually, that wasn't so bad, right? Oh, it thought I landed on the middle, and the solution was the middle, so I'll take it. I meant the middle. Once you've completed the puzzle, this elevator unlocks. Off to the right is a coin and a power-up. There are some more warbirds, which we're not counting these ones. Stop it, I'm not counting you. No, not even if you throw a blue one at me. Here, we do a vertical rotation and we get the coin. Then we do a tongue stand, accidentally get the power-up, and our rabbit friend is here. Have you got any carrots? We have 4. If you bring 3, I'll take you to a wonderful place. All right, we'll trust you this time. You can have 3 carrots. Take us to a wonderful place. It's time for Chameleon Bowling! Now, like the other minigames, we'll focus on getting a good score in a later episode. Instead, today, we'll focus on some easy techniques to make sure you get the coin that's hidden behind this minigame. The first thing I'd recommend is using the up and down C buttons to select weight 13, the green ball. Then, you can use the left and right C buttons to place the ball where you want. I like to line it up so the left edge of the bowling ball just touches the 3rd gray line. If you hold the R button the entire time you're in the bowling alley, you'll always be in aim mode, which means you'll never move. And coincidentally, the game lines you up just right. So let's see what we get. A strike? I will absolutely take that. And then after a moment, the ball will come back. We can line it up, take another shot, and get another strike. Oh yeah, a double. Now, unfortunately, the game's physics are a little bit weird sometimes, and not every bowl you bowl is going to be a strike. But, oh man, I was hoping for 3 in a row. But I guess that's a good example. Sometimes the game just decides you're not bowling a strike. Now in situations like this, the best thing you could do is stick the ball between you and the most pins you think you can get, align very carefully, aim, come on, and then never mention this again. It can be really tempting to move yourself in situations like that, but all that does is make future strikes a little harder to get. You're much better off taking the lowest score for that shot, and then bowling a strike next turn. Alright, let's speed things up a little. We got a spare. A strike. A double. Can we get 3 in a row? A turkey. 4? Yes! 2 turkeys. Well, I messed this up. Wait. 3 turkeys. 4. Also, because we got over 200 points, the pins are now chameleons. There's something so unsettling about seeing their little faces look back at me as I'm about to bowl them over. But there's only room for 1 chameleon. And 5 turkeys. So, we weren't supposed to bowl that well. This was supposed to be a guide on how to get over 100 because I think that's the coin threshold. But instead, we got 243. So I think it's time to get back to the stage. All I can think about is turkeys now. So let's head left where we're going to get to some moving wooden platforms. This section isn't too tough, it just takes some patience to get the alignment between the wooden platforms right. Once things finally line up, it's just a few small jumps and you're at the other side. Come on. There we go. Now the layout of this section implies to me that I think they wanted you to use horizontal rotation to get to the other side. I somehow got squished. The problem here is that although it works, you can just as easily jump across. It's about equal in terms of danger, and this way you get a coin. I've honestly never used the horizontal rotation there. It just doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, after a little more patience, we can jump across and begin scaling the wall. Moving swiftly here is the key to success, but if you find like I just did that a platform's gone in, you can use your tongue to stick to the wall. If you jump at the last minute, you should find that the platform comes out just in time. Now we're going to have some blocks that come out of the wall and try and push us off, but if you hold the control stick in the up and right position, they won't be able to. You don't even have to do anything else. This is just a strangely simple checkmate maneuver for this particular hazard. And then we come to some vertical rotation challenges. And this might seem counterintuitive at first, but we're going to fail on purpose and fall down, where we can collect a power-up. Hopefully it's something useful. Or not. Then we can get a full restoration and jump down to collect a coin. And then we wait. Because although the platform is slow, if we jumped into the water with down speed, we'd be slower. I wonder if those birds are still spawning. Come on, down speed. Come on. Yes. Okay, we can go back up. And now we can do the challenge properly. So this is the first vertical rotation section in the game that's actually really quite challenging. We're going to use the same strategy we used for a training game earlier, where as soon as you get any kind of vertical momentum, you let go and jump across to the next bar. You can also do a full rotation like that, and honestly it is quite fun, but it's not going to get you any distance. So now we have these tall blocks coming towards us, and the only way over is to do a tongue stand. But tongue stands are stationary, so this can be quite time consuming. It's a lot easier to just jump to the side and run along the roof. This definitely feels like an oversight, but I'll be damned if we're not going to exploit it. Speaking of which, this next section has these platforms that move back and forth and occasionally flip over like that. It can be kind of tricky to time and very easy to fall back down, but there's a trick that makes this a piece of cake. You don't even have to move. Just tongue stand and wait for the next platform to pass you by. When that happens, let go and tongue stand again. It definitely feels like it shouldn't be this easy. When you get to the top, you'll be faced with these 3 switch-like platforms. Each time you stand on one, it raises the height of the next platform. So the first platform raises the second raises the third, and the third raises the first. This puzzle isn't that tricky, but you gotta make sure you don't raise any one platform too high. Otherwise, you'll have to go down to the bottom and hit the big red reset switch and start again. But now that we've got the platforms high enough, we can jump up, latch onto the wall, and pull ourselves up. Now let's get this power up and hopefully it isn't something awful. You know what? This might actually be the only time in the game where up speed is actually really useful. So we're gonna drop down here and get this coin, and get this coin. Damn it, up speed, I praised you! And then while carefully dodging these cylinders, we're gonna jump all the way back up. The last little bit might even require a tongue stand. Nope, we made it. Okay. So here we have some rotating platforms. If we fall down, we can climb back up the same way we did before, but we're gonna try and not do that. We also have our tongue and parasol to help us if we need them. This next set of platforms, well, they tilt. It's definitely not as threatening as rotating upside down. In fact, I don't even think you fall off if they tilt. You just kind of slide. Yeah, some hazard you're supposed to be. Then we have these rotating platforms, which at the very, very top, which we'll see eventually, very slowly, as this platform rotates, we could use the middle bar to do a vertical rotation, but it wouldn't help, is a coin. In fact, that's the second last coin of the stage. Now, one thing I wanted to show you before we moved on is this roof down here. This is the same roof that we ran up earlier, and it spans this whole area. That means everything we just did, we could have ran past and got to right where we are right now. I think the idea is that if you fell down at any time, you'd have to run all the way back to the start. Hello, power-up. But if you're clever here and just keep jumping and start to use your tongue when you get near the top, with a little bit of effort and some good old reptilian ingenuity, we can maybe wait for the crusher and jump on in. So everything from those rolling cylinders until now is entirely skippable. Just don't forget the coins. So here we have a kind of wood thing. I don't really know what it is. It goes back and forth and we're riding it to the top. After this side rises, we're gonna have a very small vertical rotation. And yes, okay, we made it. Whew. Then we can jump up top and talk to our rabbit friend again. How are you doing? The boss will appear soon. He's pretty strange, so be on your guard. Okay, be seeing you soon. Gee, thanks. Throw me to the wolves and then run away. So once we go through this archway, we're gonna have a trap. Not only that, but we have the stage's final coin. So you're gonna wanna hold up and right on the control stick so that when this door opens and the trap comes out, you can go in. Because there's the stage's final coin. And if you missed it, well, it's not repeatable. Too bad, I guess. Look, we'll go back, and there's where the trap came out of, and there's it not coming back out. So if you weren't quick and didn't get in there the first time, you gotta redo the whole stage. But we were told about a weird boss, so let's go see a weird boss. I wonder what we're gonna be up against. That is a frog, wearing a flamboyant shirt with a smiley face on it, doing water ballet. Let's kill it. So this is probably the first really challenging boss fight in the game. What I like to do is jump to the inner corner because the frog will jump to wherever you were when it began its jump. After it starts jumping, you can quickly grab the fire and spit it right at him for some damage. After a couple of jumps, he'll dive into the water and swim around for a bit before surfacing and attacking you with his tongue. Your distance away from him does not matter. His tongue will be however long it needs to be to reach you. And then, after swimming around again, he'll jump out to your position and the cycle repeats. This fight can be very tough because there's a lot of platforming involved, and there's only a few bits of fire, so you can't do that much damage to him in each cycle. But there is a trick to this fight that can make it a lot easier. When he jumps in the water, wait as long as you can for all of the different fires to respawn. Then, as he surfaces, jump into the water yourself. Now there's a few things I need to explain here. The first is, yes, when you jump into the water, you do take damage, but it also resets your position and his position along with the cycle he follows. That means you don't have to risk multiple hits from his tongue and instead can go back to the easier part of the cycle where you can damage him much more freely. You can also try and get a sneaky last hit in when he surfaces. Oh man, I thought for sure that'd hit. So yes, even though you do take 1 point of damage, you're preventing the potential of taking multiple, especially as his health bar gets lower. That tongue phase can be brutal. The one thing that doesn't reset when you jump into the water though is the fire spawn. That's why it's a good idea to wait as late as you can before jumping in. That way you've got more potential to hit him when he comes back up. Alright, where are you gonna surface? I'm aiming for you. Are you gonna move over here? Alright. Let's see if I can get him. Ha! Take that! And for demonstration's sake, I'll stay up here and dodge the tongue attack a few times just to show you that this phase is in fact doable. It's just where I usually take a majority of my damage in this fight, so being able to skip it is incredibly useful. Now is he going to do a second tongue attack, or is he going to jump out? Let's prepare for both. Aha! Oh no! Let's see if we can get him over here. Come here! Ah! Right in the tadpoles. He's so close to going down, but I think he's about to start the next phase. No? Oh no! And I hit the other fire! Okay, this is turning into a chameleon catastrophe. Wait, not into the water just yet. There's no fire. I need to wait for the respawn. Come on, fire! Oh yeah, there it is. Time for a frog funeral. Come here, friend. Oh, he actually did it. I feel kind of bad now. I mean, I'm still gonna defeat him. I'm just not gonna take pride in it. Goodbye, shrinking friend. I liked your shirt. I guess he croaked. And just like that, Great Edo Land clear. We got every single coin. We got the carrot. You are perfect. Get a new costume, which we are gonna look at right now. Oh yeah, the red goes really well with the blue. I can't wait to wear this next stage. But that'll have to wait till next time. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like or subscribe. And I'll catch you next time with Toyland.